Hi guys, I hope you are all well. I know it's been a really long time since I last made a video. I've just been absolutely crazy busy with uni and work, but I feel like right now I have the time to make a video, so I can make one. Now this video is going to be about tips to deal with self-harm, because I find that this is an area where, I don't know, there's a lot of help you can do to help yourself with anxiety attacks and panic attacks. There's a lot of help online, but I feel like with self-harm, it's one of them things that is really hard to deal with because it's a trigger and sometimes people don't know how to deal with it. And then after I've done the tips, I'm going to do some facts about me to kind of liven up the video a little bit. But I'll talk a little bit about my past with self-harm. So for people that don't know, self-harm is generally a way of, it's like a coping mechanism for coping with pain. And so people will cut on their arms, their legs. For me, I cut whatever I'm self-conscious about. So it's not just my arms, it could be my hips, it can be my legs. It doesn't really matter what area it is. Now, the problem is because I mentioned this in another video, but sometimes it becomes an addiction. So sometimes you become so used to cutting that it actually doesn't hurt anymore because you're used to the pain. So really the fundamental idea of finding other ways to not self-harm or to cope with it is to find other ways to deal with your pain. And I understand this can be really hard for people that do it on a daily basis, because it is an addiction. For me, it was an addiction. I'd say it's less now, but it's still hard because it's like, it generally happens when I'm having a breakdown of some sort, and you just go to that for comfort. It's a bit like food. Like for people that are depressed, usually their comfort will be food, but other comforts are self-harming as well. So you need to find another coping mechanism for pain. Now, I actually saw something online the other day which was quite good, and instead of cutting yourself, you could get a marker. Now I know it might not have the same effect, but it might feel like, because I know it's going to sound really unusual, but for people that self-harm daily, they're so addicted and they're so used to doing it, they kind of don't like the look of themselves without scars. I know it's going to sound really unusual. When you're so used to seeing scars all over your body, that's where you feel the most comfortable. So when I didn't have scars on my body, I would feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel like myself, and that's really unusual, but it just almost becomes part of you doing it. So you have to change that, you have to find methods. Now for me, when I used to self-harm, my problem is that was generally at night, when I was by myself and I was at home. And that's because during the day, you're able to have distractions. So in the day, there's uni, that can distract me. But when I'm at home at night, that's the hardest part, because what can you do? You can't exactly go out the house, you can't go for a run, you can't go to the gym. So for me, my way of coping with it is generally to help me at night, because that is, my worst area. And so it's going to sound weird, but some things that I do is I put my headphones in and I play music really out loud, because it basically just stops me from having like thoughts about anything possibly. Now, another problem, I don't know if this happens with a lot of people self-harming, but self-harming can generally be to do with your figure as well. If you're really self-conscious about your body, you feel like you want to hurt it because you just hate the way you look. So one thing I could say is try not to study yourself in the mirror. This can be actually a trigger for self-harm, because you look in the mirror, you start crying, you start getting upset about how you look, how you feel, and then that could be a trigger for grabbing whatever you need to self-harm. And another advice tip I can give is throw away everything you use. Now, yeah, I know it's kind of silly to say that in a way because there are other things you can find, but for me, I would use razors. So then when I thought to myself, I'm going to stop now, I threw away all the razors I had in the house. And that just kind of made it feel real to me. And another thing you should do is make a promise to yourself. Because when you make a promise to yourself, like truly inside, then you won't want to break it. And generally, for me, which makes me stop, is I make promises to Allah as well, because then that makes me stop, because I feel like, oh my God, I've just made a huge promise to help myself, and to Allah, for Allah to give me the strength to stop, so I'm not going to do it anymore. I will say lately I started praying as well, so I do about 3 in the day, and that is actually really helping me to cope with the trigger of self-harm. And you know, I was someone who would never pray. I just didn't really consider it, but I feel like it's given me a lot of strength in dealing with it, and it's helped me in a lot of other areas. So praying is a really, really good idea. And yeah, I think those are generally the main tips I have with self-harm. I'm sure there are loads more, but for me, those are the ones that work for me inside. Okay, so now I'm going to do the 50 questions, and I'm really not an interesting person, so just know these are probably going to be really boring. Where were you 3 hours ago? I was in bed. Who are you in love with? Allah? Have you ever eaten a crayon? No. Is there anything pink within 10 feet of you? My pyjama top. When is the last time you went to the mall? Jesus, it's going to be long. 2-3 weeks ago? I really don't like shopping. Are you wearing socks? No, I'm not. Does your family have a car worth over 2,000? Yes. Have you been to the movies in the last 5 days? No, I haven't. I really want to see Annabelle though when that comes out. Oh, and they're making a new, you know, The Conjuring 2, they're making a spin-off called The Nun, and I really can't wait to see that, even though it's going to scare me so much. What was the last thing you had to drink? Rubicon, because I'm an Asian. What are you wearing right now? I'm wearing a hoodie thing, a top and leggings. Do you wash your car or let the car wash do it? I haven't had my car washed in ages. Do you know what's really bad? I have a car yet, and I don't even know how to drive it, but I'm learning, inshallah. I'll get it soon. Where were you last week at this time? I think I was at my grand, same thing. Last food you ate? I think I had some salad. When is the last time you ran? I actually went for a run yesterday. How weird. Your dream vacation? Dream vacation? I don't know. I'd say Maldives. I went there with my family in February and it was actually so beautiful. Last person's house you were in? Well, grand's, because I'm staying here. Worst injury you've ever had? To be honest, alhamdulillah, I don't get injured at all. I've never had a broken bone, so I'd probably say a sprained wrist, because I remember when I was younger, my brother, I took his, like, skateboard key thing, and he trapped my finger in the door. Not a nice person. Okay. Have you been in love? Yes, with Allah. Do you miss anyone right now? Yeah, I miss my family in London a lot. Last musical you saw? Musical. Have I seen a musical? Oh, I did see a musical. I think I saw one for my 17th birthday. I saw it in a Royal Exchange, but I can't remember what it was called. But it was like in the 50s and it had like loads of dancing. It was so cool. What's your... I'm not answering that question. What are your plans for tonight? Sleep. Who is the last person you sent a Facebook message or comment? Probably have a group chat for my presentation for uni. That was probably the last thing. Next trip you're going to take? Probably to the fridge. Ever go to camp? No. But I've always wanted to go, to be honest, but no. Were you an honor roll student? Oh, these are like American questions, so I don't know what that means. What do you want to know about the future? Probably will I get the career I want? Are you wearing any perfume? No. Are you due sometime this year for a doctor's visit? No, not really. Where is your best friend? At home. How is your best friend? He's good. Do you have a tan? Why would I need a tan? What are you listening to right now? I was listening to The Weeknd's new album, but I'm not playing it out loud. Do you collect anything? Do I collect anything? I don't think I collect anything, really. No. Who is the biggest gossiper you know? I'm not a snitch. Last time you got stopped by a cop or pulled over? Never. Do you drink your soda with a straw? Yeah, I always do. It's so weird. What does your last text message say? I don't know because my phone's charging, but I think it said something like, hope you're okay. Do you like hot sauce? Yes, I love hot sauce. I love hot things, probably because I'm an Asian. But I've actually tried the hottest like sauce in the world. It's called the Naga chili or something, Ghost Naga. It's actually not that hot. It's not that bad. Last time you took a shower? 1 or 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Hair shower 2 days ago. Do you need to do laundry? Yeah, I do. What is your heritage? Pakistani. Are you someone's best friend? Yes, I am. Are you rich? I'm not rich, but my family, alhamdulillah, they've got... We're calm, it's alright. What were you doing at 12 AM last night? I was on the phone and I was watching... Oh my god, Asian Provocateur, I swear to god, it is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my entire life. If you watch it yet, watch how the mom says shut up like that. It is the funniest thing I've ever heard. But watch it, it's so good. But they basically took the first season off iPlayer, which is the best one when he goes to India. So I can only watch one when he goes to America, but... Yeah, I probably missed out 5 questions, but... There you go. Hope you enjoyed. I am gonna go to uni because I've got to go to the library. And have some fun. So, I'm gonna get going, and I will see you guys, hopefully, inshallah, soon. With a new one. And I hope my facts helped you about self-harm. So, if